Xbox Game Pass gets another big drop here in July. The Elder Scrolls 6. When are we going to see that? How far along is it in development? We have a bit of an update on that. AI, mobile games. I think there will be a big future in developing those styles of games. And King is laying off staff here, the team here that works on the games that they put out, like Candy Crush. Cloud Gaming gets an upgrade and a new feature to the service. And Black Ops 7, the next event, the Call of Duty next event, as well as the beta has been linked. So we will talk about that plus some other things before we do get into it. If you do enjoy daily gaming news and content, make sure to hit the subscribe, share, like, all the stuff. Really helps the channel out, just those small things. But for now, let's get into it. So we have the next announcement here for Xbox Game Pass, the July announcement. We know July has been a pretty good month here for the service, and this next drop here is pretty phenomenal with the games that are coming in here. Some two big day one games, a big first party Xbox game, as well as a couple of other ones that I will be interested in checking out. So here is the announcement for Xbox Game Pass. Available today, High on Life on cloud, console, and PC. We have RoboCop Rogue City, which I've heard is a phenomenal game. I actually own this one. I've only played a tiny bit of it, but overall I've seen people talk about who've played through the whole thing, who really enjoyed this one. It is now here on Game Pass, on Ultimate, PC, and on Game Pass Standard, coming on July 17th. We have My Friendly Neighborhood on July 17th as well on Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass. Back to the Dawn on July 18th on PC and on Game Pass Ultimate. Then we have this game here, Abiotic Factor, coming on July 22nd to Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass. It is a survival crafting experience. If you go watch the video, it kind of gives me some Minecraft vibes just in terms of the graphics and everything, but you can see here the feel of it. Definitely like a sci-fi darker tone to it. Looks pretty cool. So if you're into those styles of games, I would go check out Abiotic Factor. We also have Wheel World coming on July 23rd. This is a day one Game Pass game. This is a biking game, a cycling style of game, and it looks like it's kind of relaxing and pretty fun all at the same time to Game Pass Ultimate and to PC. And then we have the big one here, which is Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers, a big day one game coming to Game Pass, a third-party title here coming to Ultimate and PC. And this is a Souls-like action RPG, they say here, set in the dark final days of the Ming Dynasty. And then you have Grounded 2, which is a big release here for Xbox because Grounded 1 was successful and it was a good game, coming to Ultimate and PC Game Pass on July 29th. And of course, day one, Farming Simulator 25 coming August 1st to Ultimate, PC, and Game Pass Standard. So overall, I think this is another great drop. This continues a very strong year for Xbox Game Pass for me. Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers. I'm going to check out Grounded 2 and RoboCop, a game I own, but it just kind of reminds me to go ahead and finally check it out and play more of it. And Wheel World, I'm actually interested in trying that one out too. So lots of good stuff here for Game Pass. The service has been very good, and we'll see if they can continue this for the rest of the year, because August we don't know too much about. I think there's one game or so that we know is dropping into the service, but we'll see if they have some surprises for us going forward. One of the biggest games of all time that when it does come out is going to be The Elder Scrolls 6. And this game has been in development for a very long time. I mean, they showed off the splash screen to let us know this game was in development. But then, of course, you have Bethesda here working on Starfield. So that took up the majority of their development time. And obviously now with Starfield out, they've got a first DLC, and they are still working on other DLC for Starfield. I think a majority of the team here is going to be jumping into Elder Scrolls 6 to get this thing running, and we may be seeing it a little bit sooner than we think here, as The Elder Scrolls 6 is in a quite playable state, but we obviously don't know the release window. This comes via Jez Corden and the Xbox 2 podcast, commenting on the sixth entry into the series, saying that it is in a quite playable state and didn't provide any more information, but that the game's current state is the reason why the game could have been expected to be shown at this year's Xbox showcase. So if that is the case right now, I am fully expecting this game at the 2020 2026 showcase as like the showpiece, probably the end of the showcase as the final game that they do show off. And then we get more information on what we can expect here from Elder Scrolls 6. Bethesda is in this weird spot now because Elder Scrolls needs to come out. They need to finish this one up. Obviously, with everything that is happening with development cycles and development time, they want to be able to provide something in a reasonable amount of time so that the companies can start making money, or they may end up getting laid off. I mean, that is where the state of gaming is right now. But then there's also Fallout 5, which we've heard that there are developers whose projects have been canceled that have been moved over to Fallout 5 to try to get this game out faster than waiting until like a 2035 release date for Fallout 5. The industry is in a place now where development time needs to be shrunken down to more reasonable time frame. And I think a lot of gamers would agree with that as well. Waiting 6, 7, 8 years for games to come out just isn't really feasible, especially with the costs that are continually rising, and it's harder to make back the money on those games. Bethesda right now, Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be huge. They'll make a lot of money off that. Fallout 5, they will make a lot of money off that, but I think they're looking at it in the sense that they want to get these games out sooner rather than continuously racking up years of development costs and development time before putting it out. So we will see next year what they do show off. Hopefully Elder Scrolls 6 finally ends up at a showcase and we can get more information on the story, the gameplay, the major improvements that we are going to see here from Skyrim to now Elder Scrolls 6. One of the big reasons why Xbox One and bought ABK was for mobile gaming. It's something they constantly talked about. King was a major get for them because they have games like Candy Crush, but the reality is those games are not very in-depth. They make a ton of money, probably not that expensive to develop, and probably not that crazy difficult to develop. And we're seeing the effects now as to what is happening at King with layoffs and the implementation of AI. 200 King staff were laid off at Xbox. And this was with the recent layoffs. These aren't, I don't believe, any new layoffs, but this is with the recent one a couple weeks ago. And they will be replaced by AI, the internal memo does reveal. This was provided to Mobile Gamer Biz, and they addressed the question as to why people at the company were laid off, and the email reads this: why is this happening? The industry is changing fast and our business has not been growing. When that happens, we must not only look outside at competitors and the market, but also inside. As we've talked about before, we are making several changes to get the business back to growth. Unlocking many more AI tools is one recent example. Investing more in marketing this year is another. We're fortunate to have many talented individuals at King, but we also have a collective problem. The size and the structure of the company often makes it difficult to get things done. So we plan to simplify the organization, fewer layers, fewer overlapping remits, fewer hours spent on alignment, fewer people in meetings, fewer stakeholders for every project. Many leaders across King have been asked to redesign their organizations to be smaller overall. There will be some new roles created in these redesigns and some rebalancing of headcounts across King, but overall King will be a smaller company. And they say here that Mobile Gamer continues to say that the staff let go will be replaced by AI tools they built and trained. And the employees include level designers and copywriters. Now, it's sad, obviously, the people that did lose their jobs, but I'm not like completely shocked about this, particularly with the fact that AI is growing. We are going to see AI more in game development. It's just a fact of the future, and people can cry and be mad about it all they want. Unfortunately, that is where the industry is going. And until they try it and it fails, if it fails, they're going to try to push this forward. And it's not just going to be Xbox and Microsoft. We're going to see other companies doing it as well. With games like Candy Crush and the mobile games, I wouldn't be shocked if in the future we start just seeing tons of mobile AI slop games dropping onto mobile stores if they aren't already there, because the gamers that play those games realistically probably don't even really care or even really notice the difference. Like if you can drop a Candy Crush clone created completely by AI and it has those similar addicting elements, you'll have mobile gamers picking that up and playing, and these companies are going to be raking in the cash because those mobile games already make a ton of money. It's not something that I want to see happen. I don't play mobile games, so it doesn't affect me personally in terms of my experiences, but it is something that I think we will see more of, and using AI to create mobile games does not shock me whatsoever. So I wonder how many other companies out there are looking at this, if they have a model that they could create something that's easy, that is quickly to put up on the Android and Apple store, have monetization in there. How many companies are going to try to do this with mobile gaming? Because that has always been something in terms of the gaming world that is offset of itself. Like mobile games appeal to everyone. They don't just appeal to people that want to play AAA games or people that have consoles and PCs. They appeal to people who just generally don't play games or were gamers before the mobile games did come out. At least that's the way I kind of see it, but we'll see what happens here. Unfortunately, of course, those people ended up losing their jobs, and hopefully they do land on their feet. Now, when it comes to cloud streaming, this is another big thing in the future. Xbox is continuously improving on it. They have improved their latency and stuff like that. They need to get to the top, though, and give better resolutions and stuff with Xbox Cloud Gaming. They are working on that, from what I understand, but we haven't seen huge improvements on that front yet. But I will say, cloud gaming, from my experience over the last year or two, has been far better than it previously was. Well, they are adding something new here, and this is the stream your own game thing that is being added to the PC app for the very first time. This was on console. If you log into your Xbox, you can actually stream games from the cloud before downloading them if you want to try them out, or if you just want to play that way. But now it is being added to the PC app itself. So we have this here for the PC gaming preview saying, earlier this year, we rolled the stream your own game feature out to Game Pass Ultimate members on the Series X and S and Xbox One consoles, TVs, MetaQuest headsets, as well as other browser supported devices like PCs, smartphones, and tablets. Now we're bringing that same flexibility to PC, allowing you to stream eligible games you already own without needing to install them directly from the Xbox PC app. This saves time, conserves hard drive space, and gives you more flexible access to your library through cloud gaming. I will say this feature is very good. I do like it a lot on the console right now, simply because I can try a game out before I waste my time sitting there waiting for it to download. I don't play games fully on that whatsoever, but if I can just try it out and then decide if I like it or not before downloading it, it is a great feature. And the other thing is, if I only have like 30 minutes or something to quickly jump into a game, it's a game that I know that I want to play. If it's not already downloaded, the PC the cloud feature definitely comes in clutch. So seeing this added to PC will be nice to try games out mainly before I end up downloading them. Black Ops 7 is coming this year. I'm hoping it'll be good. I'm hoping it'll be as good as Black Ops 6, if not better, especially on the campaign and single player front. We are going to be seeing more of this game at Gamescom. We obviously saw that at the Xbox showcase, but now we have information about the COD Next event and the beta details, when you're going to be able to jump in and play the Black Ops 7 beta. Here's everything we know from the Ghost of Hope, who gets a lot of stuff right here with Call of Duty leaks. And it says here that Call of Duty Next for Black Ops 7 will be at the end of September in Las Vegas, and then the beta for that will follow. So September is when the next event is going to happen in Las Vegas. Then after that, I'm sure they're going to be announcing a beta shortly after, maybe the weekend or whatever that is. And they say here, given that the new Call of Duty game is now released around the 3rd or 4th week of October, this matches up with recent years. So we can expect a similar release date of Call of Duty Black Ops 7 as we've seen with other Call of Duties that have released in October. Up next, we have some Rockstar and Grand Theft Auto news, not news that people would be hoping to hear or expecting to hear right now, but the Social Club from Rockstar has shut down. They say after 13 years, the gamers or the game Social Club has been shut down. Rockstar's games Social Club has been shut down. Rob Whitehoff, the voice of Red Dead Redemption's John Marston, teased exciting news, but then later backed away from the statement, admitting to have misled fans. People were thinking that there was going to be a major update here to Red Dead Redemption, and there's going to be a 60 FPS update on the Switch 2 and Switch 2 port for Red Dead Redemption 2, but none of that did end up occurring, at least as of yet. But the Social Club from Rockstar now officially being shut down. From Insider, Video Tech UK reporting that Rockstar Games Social Club has come to an end. The URL for the website redirects to the homepage, and Rockstar Games Social Club served as the central hub for Rockstar Games titles. And they say currently viewing profiles, walls, photos, video viewing from users are gone, but could be part of new plans to introduce a new platform. So we don't know exactly what this is for, but maybe they're making changes and they're preparing here for Grand Theft Auto 6, or maybe they just didn't see the need to use resources to keep this thing up and running. So we'll see what happens here. 13 years for it was a pretty good run, but hopefully they do bring something back here. I feel like they're going to be taking this, expanding upon it, and kicking off something bigger and better with the launch of Grand Theft Auto 6, especially when they bring in the online elements to that game, because that game is just going to be absolutely massive. So they'll want to have a community aspect to it. This will be something that they could just improve upon going forward. All right, a couple more things here. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake on the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch 2 is having a little bit of a weird controversy here. It's not really that shocking, because when you look at the industry with upgrades from previous generation to the newer generation, Xbox by far has done it the best and continues to do it the best with the Xbox Play Anywhere. Wherever you're playing, you're getting that version of the game. PlayStation had a big issue with it when the PS5 launched and people were downloading and playing the wrong versions of the games, and they're still charging $10 for upgrades. The Nintendo Switch 2 launched and they charged upgrade fees for some of their games, like the Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. There are games that get a free Switch 2 update, but there are other issues having here with Square Enix. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake won't offer an upgrade path to the Nintendo Switch 2. A post on the Dragon Quest website says here that Square has confirmed that the Nintendo Switch version of the game and the Nintendo Switch 2 version of the game are being treated as entirely separate, and as such won't have compatibility or an upgrade path. They say there is no upgrade path currently available or planned. Please buy your copy for whichever system you would like to play it on. And they note here that both versions of the game have the same content. However, each version has different graphical specifications based on the hardware's processing capabilities. It is the exact same game. It is just basically taking the game on a PC, it's equivalent of that, and then putting it to the higher settings and everything. It's kind of ridiculous. So when you look at the industry, I don't think that Xbox does get enough credit for how they have handled game upgrades and the whole Play Anywhere thing. This should be standard across every single console and every single platform. We should be paying for the slight video graphics upgrades and frame rate upgrades. That should be standard if you have already purchased the game, at least in my opinion. Some people would argue against that, but I just think, especially with this stuff and especially with the Nintendo Switch 2 now, there are people out there that want to buy the Switch 1 versions of the games for having the game on the cartridge and then play it on their Switch 2 and have some sort of upgrade to. They could even sell the games at the same price, but there should be, you pick up the game. If you bought it for the Switch 1, you put it into your Switch 2, you get whatever upgrade is there, because I don't think it costs very much to put those upgrades in. And it's just basically nickel and diming. And we're seeing this issue here with the Switch to the Switch 2. We saw this issue with the PS4 to the PS5. Really, Xbox is the only platform out there that has been consumer friendly on the upgrade path. And hopefully at some point in the future, everybody gets that worked out and you're not having to double dip if you wanted to get the next version of the game. That is the exact same game with just some higher resolutions, just a toggle that they input there basically to get the game running better on the bigger, more powerful hardware. And finally, if you have been waiting to play John Wick Hex, you have to stop waiting. You have to go buy it right now, because it is being removed from digital storefronts in just a day from now. On July 17th, they are removing John Wick Hex from digital storefronts across all of the platforms. They put this out here saying John Wick Hex will be removed from sale on all platforms beginning July 17, 2025. After July 17, 2025, existing owners of John Wick Hex will still be able to access the game via their digital libraries, PC or console, and or physical copies on the console. However, new purchases of John Wick Hex will not be possible regardless of platform or storefront. It's probably because of a expiring license. The game probably just isn't selling anymore. No point in supporting it on their end, as that's what they're thinking. And to renew the license, so they're removing it from the storefront. But if you want it, go buy it now, because then it will be gone. I guess you could still go try to buy a secondhand physical copy, but I feel like because this game is coming offline, those physical copies of John Wick Hex are probably going to go up in price. So go check it out. Go buy it now before it's too late. But I'll end the video there. If you did enjoy this video, hit that thumbs up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.